coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power.
President Joe Biden ended his week in Europe with what the White House calls a major address. Good evening, everyone. I'm Catherine Merck. Thanks for watching KOMU 8 News at 10 o'clock. In his speech, President Biden said he would protect America's NATO allies. He also condemned the actions of President Vladimir Putin. President Biden called Putin a butcher. While he was in Poland, he visited refugees and delivered a speech from the Royal Castle in Warsaw. Biden is trying to comfort Ukrainians, calling them brave and admiring their hard work.
Their brave resistance is part of a larger fight for an essential democratic principles.
While President Biden is returning to the United States, Russia has not stopped its attack. The president met today with two top-level Ukrainian officials in Warsaw. This is the first time Biden has met Ukrainian officials face-to-face since the conflict started. The Ukrainian officials updated the president on Ukraine's military, diplomatic, and humanitarian situation. President Biden visited a refugee center also while he was in Poland. He talked to a few of the millions who left their country after Russia invaded. He says most of the children he spoke with asked him to pray for their father, grandfather, or brother who was back in Ukraine fighting.
I've been to an awful lot of places like this, a lot of refugee camps in my life. And I'm always surprised by is the depth and strength of the human spirit. I mean it sincerely.
Biden called the refugees brave people and said he knows what it's like to have someone in a war zone. New explosions in Lviv today caused a lot of smoke and a lot of damages. Authorities in the region reported 3 massive explosions near the regional capital and told residents to take cover. The Lviv Regional Military Administration reports there were at least 2 missile strikes and at least 5 people were injured as a result. Lviv has been a destination for many refugees looking to stay in their country. FedEx is sending emergency medical supplies and disaster relief to Poland to help those Ukrainian refugees. This video shows crews in Memphis loading 76 tons of emergency supplies on a Boeing cargo jet headed to Poland. A U.S.-based humanitarian organization called Direct Relief coordinated all this effort. The United Nations says 3.7 million Ukrainians have left the country since the war began. Experts fear the war in Ukraine could increase hunger in Africa. African families are already seeing an increase in the price of essential commodities. Most African countries depend on heavily imported food, such as wheat and vegetable oil from Ukraine and Russia. The United Nations says the two countries produce nearly a third of the world's wheat and more than half of the world's sunflowers and seeds. Around 3,000 Russians marched through Prague on Saturday morning, waving the white, blue, white flag. This flag has become a symbol of protest against Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Protesters are carrying signs that read "Killer" over a picture of President Vladimir Putin. They're also chanting "No to War." Protesters walked from Prague's Peace Square through the center of the Czech capital. A sanctuary in Lviv is taking care of pets that are left behind in the chaos of the war in Ukraine. These animals were never supposed to be here. Dogs, cats, and even eagles are finding cover in this sanctuary. This place was once an exotic animal sanctuary, but now it's become a place to welcome pets abandoned in conflict zones.
Ми притулок для хижих диких тварин. Ми ніколи не займалися собаками, наприклад, зовсім. Це шалені ритми прилаштування.
Locals try to help the animals as much as they can, but with the war, it's not that easy. Countries like Spain and Sweden have donated some pet food to the sanctuary, but one thing is clear: people in Ukraine want all the animals in a safe place. Back here in Mid-Missouri, Senator Roy Blunt visited several Mid-Missouri businesses today to discuss topics including the ongoing invasion of Ukraine. Senator Blunt sits on the Senate Intelligence Committee. He said today that most people expected the invasion to last about a week or even less than that. But he says the Ukrainian people have exceeded expectations.
President Zelensky has, really exceeded anything you could expect, I think, of any leader in that situation. He's done a great job. And the people have really stepped up.
He went on to say that he believes the biggest reason for Ukraine's resistance is that the population of Ukraine has turned on the Russian government.
Well, it's been a cool weekend, and it's actually been cooler now this evening than it was on your Friday evening. Temperatures are 6 degrees colder here in central Missouri, meaning we're all down into the 40s. Actually already seeing some 30s, though, north of Interstate 70. Moberly, you're at 36 degrees already, and 34 over in Paris. When we look overnight tonight, our temperatures are cooling down into the lower 30s here across central Missouri, which means if you have plants outdoors that have already started to grow here in these warm temperatures we've had for March, make sure that you're either covering them up or bringing them in, because we do have a frost expected tomorrow morning with those temperatures at or below that 32-degree freezing point. Then tomorrow afternoon, we're just warming into the upper 40s, so it'll be a little cooler tomorrow afternoon than it was today. We are going to warm up, though, into early next week. We're at 54 degrees on Monday, still slightly below average, though, and mostly cloudy the next couple days, so I hope you enjoyed the sunshine today. We're at 72, though, on Tuesday, a big warm up there. We're going to cool down after that, though, with more chances for showers and even thunderstorms. I'll show you the precipcasts tracking that rain and thunderstorm activity coming up.
One boy is in the hospital after a shooting in Columbia earlier this morning. According to a press release from CPD, the shooting happened near Highway 63 and Paris Road just a little bit after midnight. Police say they do not have any information on the suspect, and the investigation is still ongoing. We'll continue to provide updates as those become available. We have an update to a story we first told you about on Thursday night. The parents of an East St. Louis teen who fell to his death from a Florida amusement park are hiring attorneys who are seeking witnesses to the fall. 14-year-old Tyrese Sampson died after he fell from the free fall ride. Sheriffs are still investigating the case, but they say it appears to have been an accident. Coming up, exotic cars are on display in the capital city for a good cause.